Porter's the GOAT. How's it going, guys? It is MWT back with another NBA recap video for you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with post notifications turned on and like the video if you did enjoy it. Tell me what you guys think about the thumbnail, because honestly that's probably what I'm going to roll with from now on. And we got, I think, 9 games to go over right here. So let's get started with game number 1 of the night. The Charlotte Hornets beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. 109-106, the final score. Taking a look at the, not many big quarters. That's pretty good. Charlotte's main scorer for the night was Terry Rozier again, Mr. Moneyman. 30 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. And for Cleveland, it was Colin Sexton again. 21 points, 1 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Now, matchup-wise, when we take a look at this, the Cavs were up by 11 points in the second quarter twice in the game, twice in the second quarter. And they blew that, then came back and went up by 10, but then they blew that again, and the Hornets go up by 5, win the game by 3. So, pretty much that not only was this kind of weird in a sense, but, I expected more. I expected more out of that game. That was a really bad game. But not as bad as this next game, in which the Denver Nuggets, they beat the Indiana Pacers. In Indiana, they beat the Indiana Pacers 124-116, the final score. Michael Porter Jr. is making an impact, and he's coming off the bench. 25 points on 11 for 12 shooting, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. For Indiana, their main scorer was Jeremy Lamb. 30 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Matchup-wise, the Pacers were up by 14 points in the first quarter. No biggie, except the Nuggets came back and then went up by 10 points twice in the fourth quarter and won the game by 8. So, I wouldn't say it was a weird game, but Michael Porter Jr. balling out. He's starting to ball out. He's starting to make people, believe that now Michael Porter Jr. might be the steal of the draft, other than Jason Tatum. He might be the steal of the draft. And I feel bad for him because he should have been picked top 3. But honestly, Lonzo Ball is a bust. And we all know that. Lonzo Ball is a bust. We all know that. Now, this Toronto versus Miami game, 84-76. I've not seen a worse game since Charlotte versus Chicago. 84-76. Toronto's main scorer was Serge Ibaka. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. And for Miami, Bam Adebayo again with 15 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. Now, matchup-wise, the Raptors were up by 4 points in the second quarter. And then, towards the end of the game, the Heat went up by 13 and won the game by 8. So, it was mostly a game for the Heat. The Heat mostly were playing this game really well. Yeah, Toronto just got exposed. They just got exposed. Now I got to play Brooklyn in the Barclays Center soon. Now, when it comes to this next game, Chicago lost to the Utah Jazz at home. I actually watched this game. I actually watched it. Yeah, 102-98, the final score here. Well, like I said, we are not a good third quarter team. If we can keep up with them in the third quarter, we'll be a great team. Utah's main scorer was Bojan Bogdanovic again. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal with 5 turnovers. And for Chicago, Zach LaVine again, paying dividends and why he should be the all-star for the Chicago team. 26 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Matchup-wise, the Bulls were up by 11 points in the third quarter. That's why they were having a really good game at that point. And then they blew it. They blew it, let the Jazz go up by 11, and they tried making a very cool comeback. They tied the game, but then the Jazz win by 4, so that is what it is. I expected the Jazz to win, but that was a very close game. That was a very close game. And now Chicago's sitting at 13-22. They're 3 games out of the 8th place. They're in 10th, only a game ahead of Detroit. So kind of we're in that little mid-ground that we got to figure out what we're going to do. But I'd like to see Chicago have an all-star this year. And I think it's going to be Zach LaVine. Not Taco Fall. Now, Timberwolves beat the Warriors, as expected, 99-84 here in regulation. And, yeah, Golden State, their main scorer was Glenn Robinson III. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. For Minnesota, Robert Covington and Shabazz Napier were tied. 20 points for Robert Covington, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And for Shabazz, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. In this case, but 4 turnovers. So I give it to Robert Covington, who had the better game for Minnesota. Matchup-wise, the Warriors were up by 3 points in the first quarter, like 3 different times. And then the Timberwolves, they went up by 22 points in the second and third quarter 4 different times. And then the Warriors tried coming back, but to no avail. They lose by 15. So, I mean, wow. It's just, wow. Wow. Just not surprised, but then again, surprised. Now, Dallas. Dallas defeated the Brooklyn Nets. Why was Doncic selected 3rd overall again? Oh, man, I feel bad for all the other teams that didn't select Doncic. Because, man, Doncic is a game changer. Brooklyn's main scorer, Spencer Dinwiddie, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. And for Dallas, Luka Doncic, again, 31 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 block. Matchup-wise, the Nets were up by 10 points in the first and second quarter twice. 3 times. But they blew that. And then towards the end of the game, the Dallas Mavericks were up by 15 points. And they win the game by 12. 12 lead changes overall in this entire game. Man, I'm not getting sick and tired of Dallas always winning. Because right now, they're sitting at 22-12. And I have them... I have them right now at 22-13 if they win tonight in Charlotte. So if they win tonight, they'll be 23-12, which is close to my prediction so far. Now, Oklahoma City beat San Antonio. In San Antonio. Nobody wants Oklahoma City to win. Nobody wants them to make the playoffs. They should be tanking right now. What are they doing? They're ruining their tank. They have a prime opportunity, and they're ruining it. Oklahoma City's main scorer was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 25.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. For San Antonio, it was DeMar DeRozan again, 30 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Matchup-wise, the Spurs were up by 14 points in the second quarter. And then they blew it, let the Thunder go up by 10 and lose the game by 6. Yep, San Antonio lost this game by 6. 14 lead changes overall, 9 times they were tied in this game. So, my advice: Oklahoma City should be tanking, but you do whatever. You want to be blown out in the first round, go ahead. I don't care. You want to get beat in the first round, I don't care. It's like, come on. Oklahoma City should be tanking, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They're just stubborn. And that's where it comes down to. Now, this game, Grizzlies versus Kings. The Grizzlies had a 42-point first quarter. And the Kings came back and won this game 128-123. The final score. Memphis's main score was Ja Morant, 23 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists, but he had 7 turnovers in this game. Now for Sacramento, their main score was De'Aaron Fox, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks. And like I said, 42-26-point first quarter for the Memphis Grizzlies, and then they went cold in the second. And check this out. Now, the Grizzlies were up by 20 points in the second quarter. And like I said, they blew that before the half. Let the Kings go up by 8. And then they came back and went up by 9. And then all of a sudden, they let the Kings go up by 8 points again in the fourth quarter towards the end of the game and win the game by 5. 14 lead changes overall in this game, which is, okay, not really that good, but come on. Like, Memphis, you got to hold on to this. Now, the last game in which Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell combined for 45 points, I believe, off the bench. 126 to 112, the final score. The Clippers beating the Pistons, even though the Pistons tried coming back late in the game. I already called this game, actually. I was at home, and I called this game in the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, I said, you know what, the game's over. I'm giving the Clippers the win already. And sure enough, they won the game by 14. Detroit's main scorer was Bruce Brown off the bench. 15 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. I'm sorry, I'm not reading four names that each had 14 points and deciding one from that. Bruce Brown had the most points off this team with 15. And for the Clippers, like I said, it was Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell had 23 points. He was the main scorer. 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Matchup-wise, the Pistons were up by 9 points in the second quarter. 15 lead changes overall in this game. And that was pretty much in the first and second quarter, because then the Clippers go up by 31 in the fourth, towards the beginning of the fourth. Like I said, they were up by 26 going into the fourth quarter, and I was like, I'm gonna already call this game. I'm gonna go to bed. 12 times they were tied, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Like the video. Subscribe with post notifications turned on. Let me know what you guys think. Alright? January 2nd done.